It's 10 trivia questions on TV creatures. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for telling a friend who loves trivia to give it a listen. Maybe you're on a road trip, maybe you're on a treadmill, maybe you're walking the dog, whatever you're doing. Thanks for searching trivia and clicking on Trivia with Buds. New episodes Monday through Friday. Today's episode all about TV creatures. And before we get to that, we have a warm-up game of categories. The letter is F. We have college majors, awards and ceremonies, and product names, all starting with the letter F. Listen for mine at the end of the episode, and always reach out on social media with yours, at Ryan Buds, at Trivia with Buds, on just about everything. Let me know what you came up with for these three things, all starting with F: college majors, award ceremonies, and product names. We also do a fun fact of the day at the end of each episode, so listen for that. Right now, we're warmed up, we're ready to go, and we're jumping into trivia on TV creatures. Here we go. It's TV creatures trivia question number 1. Bulbasaur and Charmander are species of characters from what franchise? Number 1, Bulbasaur and Charmander are species of characters from what franchise? Number 2, on what animated sitcom could you find a Spanish-speaking Bumblebee man? Number 2, on what animated sitcom could you find a Spanish-speaking Bumblebee man? Number 3, James Marsters plays Spike on a series that ran from 1997 to 2003. What kind of creature was Spike? Number 3, James Marsters plays Spike on a series from 97 to 03. What kind of creature was he? Question number 4, what animal was Alf fond of eating? Number 4, what animal was Alf fond of eating? Question number 5, John Astin played Gomez on what kooky sitcom from 1964 to 1966? John Astin played Gomez on what kooky sitcom from 64 to 66? Question number 6, Goosebumps, the 90s series, originally aired on what network? Goosebumps, the 90s series, originally aired on what network? Number 7, there's a famous episode of The Twilight Zone titled The Monsters Are Due on Blank Street. What is the name of the street? Number 7, there's a famous episode of The Twilight Zone titled The Monsters Are Due on Blank Street. Fill in the blank. TV creatures. Number 8, Squanchies, Gazorpians, and Bird People are all species of crazy characters on what animated sitcom? Squanchies, Gazorpians, and Bird People, all species of crazy characters on what animated sitcom? Question number 9, in what month is Shark Week every year? In what month is Shark Week every year? Number 10, there was a 90s cartoon called Blank Mice from Mars. What was the first word in that title? Number 10, there was a 90s cartoon called Blank Mice from Mars. And the TV creatures bonus question to close out today's quiz. For 2 points, Flukeman, F-L-U-K-E-M-A-N, is a quintessential monster from what favorite sci-fi series? Flukeman, what sci-fi series? Those are all your questions on TV characters. We'll be right back with the answers after this. Thank you so much for listening to the Trivia with Buds podcast, and thanks for always reaching out to me when I mispronounce things, which happens quite frequently on this show. I had a couple people go, hey, it's not titular, it's titular, which is weird because the word is title, but when you say that word, you say titular. So I said titular, I think, twice on an episode recently. Someone pointed out I've said it that way before. I think I would prefer to say it that way, but that's just me. So if you ever find me mispronouncing something, you could always let me know. Or if there's a fact or a question that you're like, hey, that wasn't right, reach out. I really won't go back and fix it probably because it's why. But I will note it for the future if I ever ask a similar question. Here we go. We've got TV creature answers. Number 1, Bulbasaur and Charmander, species of Pokemon. If you like Pokemon, we've done full episodes on Pokemon at least 3 or 4 times before. Number 2, we had the animated sitcom where you'd find Spanish-speaking Bumblebee Man. That is The Simpsons. Not really a creature, but he's always in that costume. Bumblebee Man, The Simpsons. Number 3, James Marsters was Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 97 to 03. Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I asked that at live trivia nights, and people who weren't familiar wrote some sort of dinosaur guess. Like Spike was the name of a dinosaur. Number 4, what animal was Alf fond of eating? Cats. Got to watch out when alien life form Alf is wandering around your neighborhood. He'll eat your cats. And number 5, John Astin played Gomez on the kooky sitcom The Addams Family. Did. Number 6, Goosebumps, the 90s series, originally aired on what network? That's Fox. And I just saw a trailer. I went to see that new movie, A Haunting in Paris, the Kenneth Branagh, Agatha Christie movie. And it is, they had trailers for a new Goosebumps series on Hulu with Justin Long. I don't know if he plays R.L. Stine or he's like a new character, but looked interesting. It looked a little darker than the original ones for kids, a little bit more teenage. Number 7, there's a famous episode of The Twilight Zone called The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Maple Street. Just watched a movie called Don't Worry, Darling, which was very odd. Well shot, well acted. But I thought that instead of a feature-length film, it would have been a much better Twilight Zone or Black Mirror episode. Number 7, The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Number 8, Squanchies, Gazorpians, and Bird People are all found on Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. Number 9, in what month is Shark Week every year? It's in July. Number 10, Biker Mice from Mars. Biker Mice from Mars. And I just read that Ryan Reynolds is bringing back that franchise in some way with his production company. I think he's bringing back Alf, too, for a series of commercials or something. And the bonus for 2 points, Fluke Man is a quintessential monster from The X-Files. If you're a big X-Files fan, that question was just for you. Your fact of the day for today is there are 70 ingredients in a McRib. That seems like 68 too many. But there you go. 70 ingredients in the McRib. That's why it takes so long for it to come back. And now I think it's retired forever, isn't it? I haven't had McDonald's since 2013, so I don't know. But here we go. We've got the letter F, college majors, I'll say finance. Awards and ceremonies, I'm going to keep it nice and simple and just say first place. And product names, Febreze, for when you are in college and you don't have time to clean and maybe your parents are coming to visit. You spray that Febreze to cover up the smells of college. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend. And we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers.